The world is watching closely as tensions between the United States and Iran enter a dangerous new phase. What once appeared to be routine diplomatic pressure is now unfolding as a high-stakes confrontation with global consequences. News alerts flash across international networks, military analysts speak in urgent tones, and financial markets react to every new signal. From Washington to the Middle East, officials are quietly preparing for scenarios that were once considered unlikely. Iran's recent posture suggests more than symbolic defiance. It reflects calculated pressure, strategic messaging, and readiness to respond. At the same time, the United States is signaling resolve, reinforcing deterrence while keeping diplomacy alive. This moment feels heavier, more volatile than past standoffs. The margin for error is shrinking, and even a small misstep could send shockwaves far beyond the region. What is unfolding now is not just a bilateral dispute, but a test of power, patience, and global stability, with the entire world waiting for the next move. Iran has begun signaling its power far beyond its own borders, escalating tensions through words, posture, and indirect action. Security officials report heightened activity linked to Iran-backed groups in key regions, raising fears of retaliation that would not come in a single direct strike, but through a wider web of pressure. Strategic shipping routes, overseas military facilities, and diplomatic interests are now part of the warming. Tehran's message appears deliberate and calculated. Any attempt to isolate or strike Iran will carry consequences across multiple fronts. Rather than a traditional battlefield, this strategy relies on reach, influence, and uncertainty. Iranian leaders insist they are acting defensively, yet their rhetoric suggests readiness to respond with force if challenged. For Washington and its allies, these signals complicate decision-making, increasing the risk that one incident, misinterpreted move, or proxy confrontation could rapidly spiral into a broader crisis. Inside Washington, pressure is mounting as the Trump administration weighs its next move with caution and urgency. President Donald Trump has made it clear that the United States prefers a diplomatic outcome, but he has also emphasized that American patience is not unlimited. Behind closed doors, senior advisors, military commanders, and intelligence officials are reviewing a wide range of scenarios, from increased sanctions and strategic deterrence to targeted military action. U.S. forces in the region have been placed on heightened readiness, signaling strength while avoiding direct confrontation. Officials describe the moment as a delicate balance between restraint and resolve, where every decision carries consequences. Acting too slowly could embolden Iran, while acting too forcefully could ignite a wider conflict. As debates continue within the administration, time is becoming a critical factor, and the window for a peaceful solution appears to be narrowing. Across the Middle East, the rising tension is being felt far beyond Washington and Tehran. Regional capitals are on edge, closely monitoring every development as fears grow that even a minor incident could trigger a chain reaction. Key shipping lanes remain vulnerable, energy markets are reacting nervously, and military forces across the region have increased alert levels. Allies of the United States are quietly reinforcing defenses, while rival factions prepare for uncertainty. Iran's leadership continues to project defiance, warning that any attack would not go unanswered and could draw multiple countries into the conflict. At the same time, regional governments are urging restraint behind the scenes, aware that a full-scale confrontation would destabilize an already fragile region. The atmosphere is tense and unpredictable, with diplomacy struggling to keep pace with military signaling and escalating rhetoric. As diplomatic channels remain open but fragile, the world is approaching a decisive moment. Negotiators are racing against time to prevent a crisis that could quickly spiral beyond control. Analysts warn that miscalculation is now the greatest danger. A misunderstood signal, a proxy clash, or a sudden strike could ignite a broader confrontation. Both sides insist they do not want war, yet their actions suggest preparations for the worst. For Iran, the challenge is resisting pressure without triggering retaliation. For the United States, the task is projecting strength without closing the door to diplomacy. The coming days may determine whether tensions cool through dialogue or explode into conflict. With global stability, energy security, and regional peace at stake, the next decision, or mistake, could redefine power dynamics in the Middle East and leave lasting consequences far beyond it.